I tried Viking knit for the very first time. Hello Live Wires, Heather Boyd Wire here, and today it's Tip Tuesday. Today I made this super cool Viking knit bracelet using the Beadalon wooden mandrel set and their portable plastic draw plate. It was a bit of a challenge, but I finally worked it out. So without further ado, let's get wired. Today's featured live wire is Melissa. Thank you, Melissa, for your wonderful participation in the 10-day bracelet making challenge on Facebook. I will link up the playlist of tutorials in the description below the video. I'm using the Beadalon wooden mandrel set, 26 gauge artistic wire, and the artistic wire braided wire drawdown plate. To set up the mandrel, I'm using 18 inches of 26 gauge artistic wire, and I'm going to form 6 loops using the second smallest size of the Beadalon 6-step bail making pliers. I will link up all my materials in the description below the video. Take your time, try to make the loops evenly spaced. You can always adjust them a little bit after. I'm making them a bit on the large size so they can still be adjusted a little bit. And we're just going to continue until we have 6 of these loops. And once you have the 6 loops, make sure they're straight and all lined up. And these will go around the end of the mandrel. I'm using the 0.37 inch mandrel, which is 9.5 millimeters. We will hold the loops against the mandrel and wind them around. We will bend one of the wires out at a right angle and wind the other wire around to secure it in place. From there, we're going to wind one of the wires around a few times, and we're just going to twist them together so they're a little more firmly in place. You can take one of the wires and wind it over top and around and through the other side just to loop it across the top of the mandrel to hold it. You can also tape it. I tried a couple of other designs with 20 gauge wire and those didn't work out too well at all. But this one seems to work quite well. So now I'm going to take 60 inches of 26 gauge artistic wire, thread it through, leaving a few inches at the top, and we will go with our weave. I'm going to link up a Beadalon tutorial on how to make the Viking weave as well. This is my first attempt, and I think I did pretty well. Any feedback would be greatly appreciated. I found it really hard to work with such a long wire, and so it wouldn't get kinked up. But we want to go slowly, bring it around over top of the first one, and we're going to curve it around, and we want to go through the next loop. I actually hooked it on my elbow to make it a little easier. Lift up the loop a bit if you have to, so you go from the top through to the back, bring it around, and you want to make sure the wire stays on top to form the loop. So we're looping it right around and hooking it around. It's a little bit the method of when you make a dream catcher, you kind of loop it around the outside of a hoop. It's the same type of weave. So we bring it through and around, careful not to kink it up, and trying to keep them as even as possible. It's okay if they're not perfect because we will be pulling it through a draw plate. So once we've gone around a full time, we're just going to continue, and we're going to string the wire into the loops that we've previously made, going from the top through to the back, bring it through, making our loop. Now bring that wire around and continue going round and round until you've used up almost all of your wire. Just trying to keep the wire even so it won't kink up, holding it with your thumb so you don't stretch the loops out of shape. Once you have them all done, remove it from the mandrel, and we're going to have to finish the ends. So what I've done is taken the wire and looped it through each of the loops so we can gather them together. Kind of like in sewing when you do a gather stitch. We're going to pull all those end loops together. Going through one by one to make sure you catch them all, and bringing the wire through. If it's difficult, you could grab your pliers to hold on to the wire. Give it a good little tug, and they're all gathered together into a point. Squeeze it a little bit to hold it together. For the first method, I actually left the little looped bit intact. I just pulled the extra ends of wire out, and I decided just to keep those loops there as part of the design. You can actually clip them off. That will be the second method, but if you don't want to bother cutting out all those little loops, just keep them there. Straighten out your ends of wire, and you can feed the end through a couple of the loops again. You've got a couple of ends, so you could maybe do 2 on one side and 2 on the other. We just want to gather up all those loops so it makes a nice fine point. Give them a good little tug. It's a little messy, but it will be covered with the spring end, so don't worry too much about that. And I will show you other methods to start the Viking weave as well in this video and for future videos. So now give it a good little tug and squeeze that in so it becomes pointed. The second method was I removed that little loopy attachment and I just fed the end of the wire through the loose loops. This way, just be careful though that you don't fray them, that you don't lose your loops, and then you could give it a good little tug to make those loops go into a point. This way is a little bit cleaner, and then you just remove it. So now for the draw plate, start with a larger circle and keep going one at a time, going smaller until it's your desired diameter. You don't want to start too small or it's not going to go through. So you just go one by one, starting a little larger, going smaller, depending on how thick you want your bracelet to be. Like I said, this is my first attempt at this type of thing, so I'm experimenting. If you have other suggestions and ideas, please comment below and let me know about your expertise and your experience. So we're just going to keep going. I tried with 28 gauge, 26 gauge, and 24 gauge. They all give different effects. I will take 2 lengths that are each 3 1/4 inches. I'm going to add a bead through and then take my other one and take the end of the wire and add it in the opposite direction. So we have the wires going through that bead from both sides, and we're going to pull them so that there's no slack in there. And the bead will just sit in the center of the bracelet. I'm actually going to hook one of the ends into one of the loops of the Viking weave to make it even more secure and solid. And we can just make sure it's centered there. Do the same on the other side. Take the end, slide it through at least one of the loops, maybe more if you can. Let's start with one. You can put it through another one too if you want. Whatever's the easiest for you, and give it a good tug so there's no slack in there. We want the bead just to connect those 2 lengths of weave. You really want to pull those ends. Careful not to snap the wire. It is pretty solid though with the 26 gauge. And then once it's snugly in place, we're going to take the ends and wind them around on both sides of the bead. This will give it more solidity, so make sure your wire ends are long enough that you can wind them around a few times. Squeezing as you go, it's like sculpting with wire. Continue to wind the wire around. We want that bead to be really snugly in place. You can use your pliers to pull at the wire a little more. And we are going to clip the ends flush with the Beadalon nipper tool. If you have extra wire, you can wind it or just give it a clip. Pinch in those little pokey ends. Do the same on the other side. Gently squeeze all around. You can adjust them a little bit. And now we have that little end we're just going to clip off on both sides once they've been secured in place. To make the end spring, we will take 6 inches of 20 gauge artistic wire. You can use German style wire, which is half hard. The artistic wire is considered to be dead soft. We will use the second smallest part of the bail making pliers to make a coil. You could go around about 8 times as you wish. Remove it. Take your precision pliers to bend the wires straight across the bottom. Poke it through about 1/4 inch from the end of the woven piece, and we're just going to wiggle it around, open it up a bit, and just push it right into the spring. The reason I'm doing this is so the end of the wire goes through the weave so that it won't slide out. Push it right in there. And then we're going to bend the wire straight across the other end. Take the bail making pliers to make a loop on the end of the spring. Wiggle it around so it's centered. Just keep wiggling so it's nicely positioned, and you can go around again to make a double loop. Just makes it look a little more solid. Squeeze it together if you need. Hold the loop, bring the wire all the way around so it's centered. Take the end and wind it around to make it extra secure. You don't want any loose ends. Clip the end flush. Remove it, and then you can clip the other end. Careful not to clip your weaving. So that's nicely fixed in place, and now we need to make a hook, so we will just bring the wire around, bring the end of the 20 gauge wire into a loop. We're going to make a tiny little loop. I'll link up another tutorial on how to make safety clasps in the description below the video. And we're going to bring the wire around to make the hook and bend the wire out. And we're going to have to make a teeny loop on the ends so we don't have a rough end. Clip it flush. Pinch it so it's closed. Squeeze it. Adjust it as you need. You can hammer this a little bit if you want, or squeeze it with nylon jaw pliers to harden it up a bit. Open it up. Put it on the end of the bracelet. Close it up. And there you have your finished bracelet. Super cool. Such a nice challenge. I'll definitely try the Viking weave again. Here's a close-up of the clasp and the whole bracelet. Another view. And here's another method that I tried for the weaving. I just got a piece of plastic, put it on a piece of tape, and wound it around the end so it was a little bit above the end and part of it was on the mandrel there. So bring it all the way around so the ends of the plastic meet up, and bring the end around. Cut off the extra tape And from there we could just get some straight pins and bring it through. We're going to put 3 pins so we have 6 points to wrap around. Now those ends are sharp, so I'm taking my carbide jaw pliers, which are also good for memory wire. These ones are great because the ends don't fly as you cut. And then we're going to go around as in a traditional Viking weave, where you just start with the pins or nails sticking out and bring the wire around. I did it this way so I don't have to put nails or pins into the mandrels. I wanted to keep them clean, and this works quite well. I have another method that I'm going to try in another video, and we're just going to keep going. You see, it's a lot of wire, so if you guys have suggestions on how not to go completely crazy trying to keep the wire straight, please let me know. We'll keep going around, and then when you want to remove it, all you have to do is take out the pins. And what I'm doing is, before I take all the pins, is I'm going to take the end of the wire and loop it through one by one into those loops so we don't lose them and it doesn't fray. You can also remove it and go through the loops after. I will link up the Beadalon Viking knit bracelet tutorial in the description below the video. Thanks so much for watching the video. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for lots more wire art and jewelry making tutorials. Join the Wire Makers Club on Facebook to share pictures of your wire art and wire jewelry. Hop over to the Wire Lady TV channel every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, where I troubleshoot new ideas for wire art and jewelry, and I welcome your ideas and special requests. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.